Good afternoon, all of you. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. The screen is visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let us start. So in previous lecture, we have finished with the chapter number 1, which was the basic introduction of computer graphics, input-output devices. And we have started with the second chapter, raster scan graphics. We have seen the meaning of raster. So scan conversion is one proverb that we have seen. Scan conversion, it is nothing but getting the point in the image which has the best approximation. That is, through rasterization we are going to select a point and we are going to draw the picture on the screen. That is nothing but your scan conversion method. So you can draw the lines, circles. So we have seen, to draw any shape we need to draw lines and we need to draw curves. So if we know how to draw lines and how to draw curve, then definitely we can draw any shape of our
Hello, ma'am.
choice. Hello? Yes?
Ma'am, please give me advice of other compiler. Turbo C is quite development. I
Yeah,
say last.
actually, yeah, I'm
Yes, ma'am.
also searching for it, but I'm not getting a better because some compilers are not actually supporting the graphics
Ma'am, I do
for
all
it
program
execute.
in Turbo C last week. I am doing all program, ellipse, circle, all, but no anyone run in Turbo C.
Uh,
And I can check twice, and my friends also checking my program. They are also all right, but in Turbo C not run my program.
you just send me a program. I will check it out, the errors in your program. Okay, because it is not possible that Turbo C we can have execution, but on mobile sometimes it may not happen. But other softwares like other editors, whatever online are also available, they are not supporting the graphics folder, and that's why you are not able to get the CG programs on it. But otherwise the DS programs and all you can take, you can run on the online editors which are available for C. So many editors are available and you can run on that, like Dev C++ is there. So they all are executing all programs which are running in TC, but only except the graphics programs, because it needs some other graphics header files and they are not supported by other online tools like Dev and all. So you may not get output, but in TC it is possible. So better you send me your program wherever you are stucking, so I will resolve that issue. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
You are having my WhatsApp number. You can send me the program. I will
Yes.
check it out and I will suggest you the correction.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So in chapter number 2, we have started with the basic definitions like scan conversion. We have seen the process of rasterization. So let us revise quickly. So scan conversion is nothing but drawing methods in which we can draw the images, and image is nothing but made up of lines and curves. So once we know how to draw line and curve, we can draw any shape on the screen. So that is done with the help of scan conversion. Then we have seen the method of rasterization. So rasterization is nothing but to determine the pixel of highest or best approximation. So the pixel which is giving you the best approximation with specified object. So if your object is line, then that point should lie on the line. If your object is circle, then we are going to select a pixel which is lying on that circle. So it should be part of your object. And such selection of such pixel is called as rasterization. So select a pixel in such a way that it is the best suited for your object. This method is called as rasterization. So scan conversion, we can do it with lines and curves and by using the rasterization method. Then we have started with this DDA algorithm. The full form is Digital Differential Analyzer Algorithm. So here we have seen, in order to draw any line, we need two endpoints. So these two endpoints are represented as the vertex A and vertex B, or the point A and point B, with coordinates x1, y1 and x2, y2. So the line AB is having two endpoints with coordinates x1, y1, x2, y2. Then we have calculated the difference between x coordinates and y coordinates. So why this is done? In order to finalize the length of the line. So it may happen that we have taken the example that I want to draw a line from 0, 0 to 8, 4. So I have taken this example 0, 0 to 8, 4. So what is happening here? This is your x1, y1 having value 0, 0 and x2, y2 with 8 and 4 respectively. So now I have to calculate the dx and dy values, that is delta x and delta y. They are nothing but your difference between x values and difference between y values. So here I can say dx is nothing but your 8 minus 0. So it is 8. And dy is nothing but y2 minus y1. So y2 value is 4 and y1 value is 0. So 4 minus 0, you are going to get 4 over here. So here we are going to assign the length L. And what is that length L? It is holding the maximum between these two values. So if dx is more, then you are going to assign L equal to dx. And if dy is more, then we are going to assign length equal to dy. Why we need this? Because we are going to run, or we are going to execute our loop L times. We are going to get L pixels in this algorithm. So if L will hold the maximum value, then obviously your line will be pretty accurate, more accurate. If I'm having only 4 pixels in the line, then your line may not be that much accurate. So we have seen this. So if I'm having this 4 pixel, I will draw a line like this. But instead of that, if I'm having 8 pixels on the line, then I will have more accurate kind of line. So here I will have this type of line which will be more accurate in nature. And that's why the maximum value between dx and dy will be assigned to L, and I will execute the program L times. So your I, that is nothing but the index variable for a for loop. So that variable will change its value from 0 to L. So those many iteration it will take, and those many points I am going to plot on the window to give you more accurate, more desired line. Okay. So here, see, if now I'm going to consider absolute, because your length is always the positive entity. Length should not be negative, right? So though your coordinates are, let us assume I want to draw a line from 0, 0 to -8, -4. This is also one line. It is negative x and negative y coordinates. But there also I am going to get a line. So what I will do is, here if I will consider minus this expression, dx is equal to x2 minus x1. So what will be my dx value now? -8 minus 0. So x2 minus x1. So I will have -8 minus 0. So total value will be -8. But your length should not be minus. Length should not be negative. So here I will take this absolute function, and to take this absolute function during the program, you have to include math header file, because this definition of this absolute is stored in math.h. Okay, so we will see that while running the program, but now concentrate here. If this absolute of x2 minus x1, that is absolute of dx, is more or equal than absolute of y2 minus y1. So I have to take the positive value dx and positive value dy, and then I will compare which one is greater. So here dx is greater, and that's why I will assign this L equal to x2 minus x1. So length will have the value equal to absolute x2 minus x1. Else, if opposite is the case, that means I have to draw a line from 0, 0 to 4, 8. What will happen now? Now your x2 minus x1, 4 minus 0. So dx will become 4 and dy will become 8. And in that case, you will enter into this else part. So you will assign absolute of y2 minus y1 to capital L. So your length will hold always the positive difference or maximum difference between the x or between y. So it will hold maximum value always. Okay. Then I will check for the incremental factor. What is that incremental factor? So I will start drawing the line from the very first point. So first point is 0, 0. So I will draw a line which will start with 0, 0. So this is my 0, 0 point. Okay. Indicated with red color. So this is your 0, 0 point. Then I should find out the next point on the line. And to find out that next point, this point should be incremented. This x is having value 0, y is also having value 0. That should be incremented by some value so as to get the next point on the line. Okay, so here 0, 0 is my first point, and I have to find out the distance by which your x is also incremented and your y is also incremented. And for that purpose, I will find out the dx. Now, what is dx here? Dx is nothing but the small amount by which I will increment my x and y value always. So dx is the small addition in original x coordinate, and dy is small addition in original y coordinate. So I will increment original x by dx and original y by dy. And what is that dx and dy? It is nothing but the small interval. It is called as incremental factor, and that is nothing but x2 minus x1 divided by this L, which we have already got. So dx is equal to x2 minus x1 divided by L, and dy equal to y2 minus y1 divided by L. So this is the small distance by which I will increment the point to the next point, desired point on the line. Okay, so that is about the incremental factor. Okay, so next step is what? Now we are going to initialize the initial point on the line, that is 0, 0, and plot the new value of x and new value of y. And that new value is nothing but dx and dy, that we are multiplying it with 0.5. Now what this 0.5 is? What this 0.5 is? So it is nothing but we are going to round the value instead of truncate it. So what is the meaning of it? Rounding of value. Suppose I am having the original coordinate as x1, y1 as suppose 0 comma, for example, we will take, okay, before we take this particular value, let me tell you, when I want to plot any point, I need X and Y coordinates in integer format, right? Whenever I want to plot any point, so I will use the command as put pixel. So I will use this command of put pixel. And in this put pixel, I will be passing the values as X and Y. And with some color, let us say red, or I will give integer value 4 for red color. Okay. So this is the command for putting a pixel onto the screen with X and Y specified values. So here X and Y are considered as integer, and that is the default function put pixel. So put pixel is having default value as integer values it is supporting. So X and Y are integer. But now if I want to draw a line from, let us say 0.7, 0.7, because this is also valid, I need to draw a line from 0.7, 0.7 to, let us say 4, 4. But now this 0.7 is nearer to 1, right? This 0.7 is nearer to 1. But if due to this integer conversion, this float, I am going to convert it into integer. So during this conversion, I will truncate the last part. I will truncate the fractional part, and I will take 0, 0 as the first point, right? I want to draw a line from 0.7, 0.7 to 4, 4. But as this put pixel is taking only integer part of it, if I will put here 0.7, then what it will do? It will truncate this fractional part and it will consider only 0 for its use. But this should not happen because 0.7 is nearer to 1 than that of 0. So what it should do? It should round up such values. And that's why here I will add it with 0.5. So when I will add it with 0.5, what will happen? 0.7 plus 0.5, it will give me 1.2. And that 1.2, when I will pass over here, then it will truncate the fractional part 2 and it will consider 1 for the plotting purpose. So I will get the result as 1, 1 instead of 0, 0. Right? But what if I will have only 0.2 as my number? So in that case, again, 0.2 is also added into 0.5. And I will get 0.7 as a result. And now by truncating this 0.7, I will get 0 because 0.2 is more close to 0. Right? And that is why we are adding here 0.5 with the sign of delta x. So if you are having a negative line to plot, then it will perform, or it will add that minus 0.5 to it. And if the positive line is there, 0, 0 to 5, 5, then it will take the sign of this delta x and plot the line accordingly, plot the point accordingly. Okay, all of you are getting up to this. Is there any difficulty till this particular point? Fifth number point we have completed from the algorithm. All of you are getting why we are adding?
It.
Yes.
Repeat it, ma'am.
Okay. See why we are taking this addition of 0.5 that I was discussing. This 0.5 we are using for rounding up the values instead of truncating them. So what is the meaning of rounding up? Rounding means converting it to its nearer value. So if 0.2 is there, then what is the rounding value of 0.2? It is 0. The rounding of 0.2 is 0. But if I am saying the round up 0.7 to its nearest value. So 0.7 is more closer to 1, and that's why it should be rounded up as 1. Okay. So for that, what I will do is I will add 0.5 into it. What will happen if I will add 0.5 into 0.2, then it will give me 0.7. And truncating this value, because put pixel when I am using in my program, put pixel x comma y, then it will always take the integer part of x, integer part of y. So in that case, whenever integer of 0.7 is taken, so you will get 0 as your beginning point. 0, 0 will be your starting point. But if I am having a 0.7 as a number, x value is 0.7, then that value should represented as 1, because 0.7 is more close to 1. So rounding of 0.7 is done by performing addition with 0.5. So if the number is less than 0.5, it will be considered as 0. If the number is more than 0.5, then it will be considered as 1. So after addition of 0.7 and 0.5, I will get 1.2. And as this integer part of x is considered, so I will consider 1 over here. And this 0.2 will be truncated. Otherwise, earlier what will happen if I want to get this value 0.7 as the pixel value, then it will truncate this 0.7 and it will consider 0 as my first point. But it should not happen because 0.7 is more close to 1. Okay. So the same principle is applied over here. Every value is added with 0.5, and then we are going to consider the rounding of, then we are going to consider the integer part of it. So addition of 0.5 will round the value instead of truncating it. Truncating means just neglecting the floating value. Truncating means cutting down this 0.7 part. Getting it now? So
Yes,
that, yeah, so that what will happen, the central pixel is handled correctly. That means if the number is 0.7, then it will be handled correctly as 1. And if the number is 0.2, then it will be considered as 0 only. So it will have more accuracy in the plotting of the line. And that's why 0.5 is added to it. So while solving the example, you will be more clear about it. So this 0.5 is added for rounding purpose instead of truncating it. And so that we are going to get the accurate line by making use of the central pixel. That is the work of this 0.5. So the new point, so this is your original point. Original point 0, 0. The new point I will get by adding this 0.5 into delta x. And that's why every time I'm going to add this value and I will get a new point on the line. So plotting of these points on the line will give me definitely a line. And this process is repeated by incrementing the I value. So I value is initially it is assumed as 0 and it will run up to L minus 1. 0 to L minus 1 or 1 to L, anything. So for that purpose only we have calculated this L value earlier. That how many points you are going to plot on your screen, right? So if we are going to initialize I equal to 1, obviously you are going to run the loop till L value. If you are going to initialize I equal to 0, you will run it for L minus 1 times. Okay. So obtain a new pixel and plot the line. So Initialize I equal to 1. That is your first next step after rounding up the values. So after rounding up, we are going to initialize I equal to 1. Then we will see I is less than equal to L. So equal to sign is over here because I we have initialized to 1. So 1 to L, this while loop will run. Either you can use while loop, for loop, any loop will be okay. Now, what is your X new? So new point you have encountered, and that new point is nothing but your old point plus delta X. So delta X is nothing but we have seen this small value with which you are going to proceed further. So dx and dy. These are the small values, incremental factor that you are going to add into the original X and Y to get the new point on the line. So here we have incremented X by delta X, Y by delta Y. And then we are going to plot that X comma Y. So plotting is nothing but put pixel is the command for used for it. And I am going to plot this and increment I. So in that way, L number of points I am going to plot on the screen. Getting this? So every time in the old value of X, add delta X and you will get a new point on your line. Getting this now, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we will see the example of it so that it will be more clear to you. So the next is example. We have to scan convert a line from 00 to 55 by using DDA with rasterization. So we are going to make use of rasterizing techniques, that is finding out the best approximation, right? So this is the problem statement given to you. You have to draw a line from 00 to 55. So here x1, y1 are your 0, 0 coordinates. x2, y2 is 5, 5. Okay. So let us start solving the problem. x1, y1 is 0, 0, x2, y2 is 5, 5. What is the first step of the algorithm? First step of the algorithm is find out dx and dy. That is the difference between these two, and assign the value L to maximum of absolute values of these two. Okay. So let us see. I will write here only so that we will go point by point. So what is x1, y1 given? It is 0, 0. Yes. Is there any difficulty? Is there any difficulty? Okay. Next, what is x2, y2? You are having x2, y2 as 5, 5. Right. So 5, 5. That is your x2, y2. Next, you have to calculate the difference between x and difference between y. So this is your x2 and this is your x1. So dx. Dx value is x2 minus x1. x2 is your value 5 and x1 is 0. So dx is having value as 5. 5 minus 0. Similarly, y2 minus y1 is also 5 minus 0. So dy is also equal to 5. Okay, so we have completed second number step. Now the third number step is we need to calculate L. So what is L value here? L value is equal to
5.
5 because here both dx and dy are having the same values. Absolute value, absolute dx is nothing but 5. Y is also 5. And as they are equal, then any one of you can assign the value to L. Right? So 5 value will be given to L. So step number 3 is also over. Now step number 4. So step number 4 is, for this purpose, instead of dx, I will use delta x for your convenience, because you may get confused in between dx and this delta x, and that's why I will use this delta x sign for your understanding. Okay, so here I will have this delta x and delta y. Okay, so what is delta x now? It is x2 minus x1 divided by L. Here observe, we have not used absolute value because you may need to draw a line in negative direction as well. 0, 0 to -8, -8. If I will give like this, then absolutely your delta x should be minus. And that's why absolute is not, I'm not using over here, because it should have its own sign. Then only we can recognize whether it is a positive line or negative line. Okay, it is present in the first quadrant or any other second, third, fourth quadrant, like. Okay, so here I will have delta x. So what is delta x now? x2 minus x1. So x2 minus x1 is 5 divided by L. L is also 5. So delta x value will be equal to 1. 5 divided by 5. All of you are getting up to this?
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, delta y will be also equal to 1, because delta y is y2 minus y1. 5 divided by L is 5. So delta y is also 1. Okay. So remember these quantities: dx 5, dy 5, L 5, delta x 1, delta y equal to 1. And then we will go to the next slide. Okay, so this is your next slide. So I will rub some of those values which will be confusing to you. Okay. Okay, so we have got these values for us. Now your new value will be equal to x1 plus 0.5 into sine of delta x. What is the sine of delta x? It is plus sign.
Yes.
So this is positive, and we are going to add 0.5 into x1 and y1. So here delta y is also, here it is wrong actually, here delta y should be there. So here delta y should be there. Okay, so here x new is x1 plus 0.5 into 1, means positive value, and y new is equal to y1 plus 0.5 into positive 1. So I will get x new and y new. So in short, I will write xn only and yn. So what will be the xn value now? What is x1? x1, y1 is 0, 0. We are going to start with a point 0, 0. So x1 is 0, y1 is also 0. So x new is 0 plus 0.5. So I will get the first point on the line as 0.5. And yn, y new is y, that is y1, 0 plus 0.5 again. So I will get here 0.5. Okay, so we have completed with the step number 5. All of you are getting up to this? Yes, is there any difficulty?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Then we will see the next point, I equal to 1. Remember that we are going to initialize I equal to 1. So these are the earlier values that I have got. And now I will have I equal to 1. And I will run this loop for L times. So I equal to 1. Now I will draw here the table. I will use some different values, different color for your understanding. I, then xn, yn, and the point, which point we are going to get on the output screen, that I will write here. So initial value of I equal to 1. What is initial value of xn? It is 0.5. Then next value is yn, it is also 0.5. Okay. So now the first point we are going to plot. So for your understanding, remember that first you have to plot it and then you have to increment it, because this initial point we have not plot yet. We have not received this 0, 0. And that's why the first step is you have to plot it and then you have to increment the x and y values to get the next point on the line. So this is your okay. So here okay now. So first step is we are going to plot the integer x new and integer y new. So x new and y new, integer part of that means 0. So we are going to plot the first point as 0, 0. So this is the first point we are going to get on the line. So I have drawn this particular point. Okay. Next, you are going to increment the x and y value. You are going to increment the x and y value. So what will be x? So x is currently 0.5. In that you are going to add delta x. What is delta x? Delta x is 1. So in this current value of xn, I am going to add 1. So for the next iteration, I will be getting the value as 1.5. Similarly, delta y is also 1. And that's why 0.5 plus 1, I will get as 1.5. In that case, I also increments its value. I will become 2. And you are going to iterate it for the first time. Then in the second iteration, again, I am going to plot that point onto the screen. So plot integer of x new. Now this x new value is 1.5. Similarly, y new is also 1.5. And integer part of it will give you 1, 1. So I will be plotting a point 1, 1 onto the screen. Again, increment the 3 values. So here x is incremented by 1. So you are going to get 1.5 plus 1 as 2.5. Here also I will get 2.5. And I will have value equal to 3. Again, plot this point. So this is your 1, 1. Then here I will be getting integer part of x and y. So 2, 2 will be your next point. So this is your 2, 2. Okay. Similarly, it will run for I equal to 4 because I is less than equal to L. L is 5. So it will execute it for 5 times. So for 4, I will have 3.5, 3.5. So I will get a 3, 3 point. Then for fifth value, we are going to get 4, 4. So here we are going to get 4.5, 4.5. Sorry. 4.5, 4.5 we are going to get. And we have plotted this point 4, 4. And at the end, we are going to plot the next point, that is 5, 5, which is the end point of the line by ourselves. So your loop will run for I equal to 5 and it will get till the point 4, 4. And the last point, as we know, we are going to plot that point 5, 5 by us. So that is the total working of your DDA algorithm. Getting this? So this is how we are going to select a pixel which has the best approximation for the given line. And we are going to get this particular result. All of you are getting this? Is there any difficulty? Where execute this program means A51. So during practical, we are going to execute this program, DDA line drawing algorithm, with TC. Okay. So that is how we can plot a line from 0, 0 to 5, 5. And we are going to get these intermediate points. Okay. Now my question is, if I want to draw a line from 0, 0 to 8, 4. From 0, 0 to 8, 4. Here what is happening? Dx, dy and L all are having value 5. And that's why delta x is also 1 and delta y is 1. So every time we are adding 1 into it and getting the next point. So that was the simple method. But now my question is, if I want to draw a line from 0, 0 to 8, 4. So I'm giving this task for you to complete this and tell me the points which you are encountering in the, or which you are plotting in the graph. So you have to use the same DDA algorithm and tell me these point values which you are going to plot. So I am interested only in this column for the next problem. Okay, getting this? So this is
Yes,
the,
ma'am.
yeah, so this is the task right now you have to complete and tell me the points which you will encounter for the given line 0, 0 to 8, 4. That is the next, our next example. So we have solved this problem 0, 0 to 5, 5 we have completed. And now we are going to see this 0, 0 to 8, 4. So start solving and tell me the points which you will get and we will draw the line for it. So you have started working on it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So what are the values you have got? X1, Y1 as 0, 0. What about dx and dy? What is dx value?
dx
It is
8,
yes, dx is 8.
4,
Correct.
dy 4.
Yes. So dx value is 8 and dy value is 4. So what is the L value you have got?
8.
8, right? Because the maximum between these two you have to get as L, and that too absolute value of it. Absolute. If I am having a line from 0, 0 to -8, -4, what will happen? -8, -4. At that time, you are having x2 as -8, x1 as 0. So -8 -0, you will get dx as -8 and dy as -4. But in that, though this dy is more, because in negative signs, you are going to get -4 is greater than -8. But you have to consider the absolute value. So absolute of dx is 8, and there also L is equal to 8, even if you are going to have the negative line for the plotting. Okay. Then next. Next is your delta x.
1.
Delta x is
1.
1. All of you are getting the same value for delta x?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, very good. Then delta y?
0.5.
Yes, it is
0.5.
correct, 0.5. Because delta y is 4. 4 divided by 8 is 0.5. Here 8 divided by 8 is 1. That is your delta x, delta y values. I, we have started with 1. And now in the table, I will start the table. Okay. So I will write I value, then xn and yn. So so for I equal to 1, okay. For I equal to 1, I will start with xn value. So xn is, initially it is, what is xn and yn value?
0.
It is 0.5. If you remember, we have to add 0.5 to round it up instead of truncate it. Right? So this is your 0.5. And that's why the first point that I will get on this graph is that I will get is this 0, 0. Right? All of you are getting up to this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Next is I will increment x by delta x and y by delta y. So in the second iteration, yes. So I will add 1 to this value. So I will get 1.5 over here. 1.5 over here. And I will get 0.5 plus 0.5, 1 over here. Okay. All of you are getting this? What I have done is I have added xn plus delta x, yn plus delta y. Okay. So I have got 1.5 and 1 as a result. Now when I'm going to plot this, truncate the value and I will get 1, 1 as a result. So 1, 1 I will be getting over here, let us say. Okay. Next. In this, for I equal to 3, I will add 1 to the xn and 0.5 to yn. So I will be having here, after addition, I will get 2.5 here. And I will get 1 plus 0.5 as 1.5. So which point I will plot now? 2, 1. Yes, right. 2, 1 is the next point I will be plotting on the screen. So 2 means x will be incremented twice, but y is incremented only once. So for your understanding, I will be marking this value as 1, this value as 2, this 3, 4, 5, 6. Similarly, on x-axis also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. So I will mark like this. And now my job is to plot 2, 1. So x is 2 and y is 1. So I will get a point over here. Okay. Next. 2.5, add 1 into it, I will get 3.5. And add half to it, I will get 2. So 3, 2 is the next pixel I will be having. So 3 is this and 2 is here. So I will get a point over here somewhere. Okay. Next is 4.5, 2.5. All of you are getting what I am doing here?
Yes.
Yes. Next is 4, 2 point that I will draw. So this is 4 and 2 is on the same horizontal line. So it is 2. Next is 5.5, 3. Then 6.5, 3.5. And the last point by ourselves we will draw is 7.5. How many iterations are over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 8th iteration. That is 7.5 point. It is actually not following the same alignment. Okay. So in the last iteration, I will have the coordinates x, y as 7.5, 4. Okay. So this is last 2 points I have not drawn yet. This which we have drawn 4, 2 we have completed. Next is 5, 3. So this is 5 and this is 3. So I will have this point 5, 3. Then 6, 3 again. So 6, 3 I will get some over here. Then 7, 4. So 7, 4 somewhere here. And last is by ourselves we are going to draw it, that is 8.8, 4 by adding 1 into this and 0.5 into this 8, 4. That is the last point that we will be plotting. Okay. So if you observe now this pattern of line, how it is? If I observe this pattern, this is slanted, then horizontal, then again slanted, then horizontal. Okay. So this is not actually the accurate line that you are getting. Why this is happening? Because your L is moving or your X is moving twice than that of your Y value. And that's why 2 points you are going to get on one line. Why? Because X is incrementing its value rapidly. Horizontally, you are going to move fast, but Y value is not moving rapidly. So the speed of X and Y, the relation between them is 2:1. And that's why 2 dots you are going to get on the same line. So this is a kind of distortion. So on the screen, you may not view like this because your pixels are so near to each other that you will thought it as a straight line. Here I have shown you because this distance I am taking is too big. But on the screen, you are having such a small pixel that you will find the line is straight in nature. No, this deformation is observed. Okay. So that is about the DDA line drawing algorithm. And all of you are understanding how to solve the DDA line drawing or how to solve the example with this algorithm. Okay. So let us see what are the advantages and disadvantages of DDA line drawing algorithm. So what can be the advantages? What can be the advantages? You find it easy to solve. And that is the first advantage, that it is very simple and fast. Because what you have to do is just find out the X initial and Y initial and go on adding the delta X and delta Y value into it, and you will get the next points for your reference. So it is very simple and fast. The second advantage is it does not require special skills for implementing any programming language. So what we have done is simply mathematics we have included. Addition, subtraction maybe, or absolute values, finding out divide operation to find out delta X and delta Y. So though you are not having any in-depth knowledge of programming, then also you can do it by simply following math steps. So these are the two advantages of DDA line drawing algorithm. And what is the disadvantage of it? As we need to do the fractional operation, because this 0.5 is added every time, that is the float value. It is added every time in the program. So every point is your fractional point. So conversion from the integer to fractional and fractional to integer will increase the overhead. So though this method is fast, accumulation of rounding of errors may drift the pixel away from the actual pixel. So first thing is, every time we need to convert the integer to float and all. So, and second thing is, during this rounding of errors, you may find the inaccurate pixel in your line. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of DDA line drawing algorithm. So this is the basic one. And whatever the drawbacks are there, that is the accumulation due to floating point number, floating point arithmetic is introduced in it because every time we are adding. So this is the part of the program itself that we are adding this 0.5 in every number. And that is why the calculation becomes complex. So floating point arithmetic will make, or floating point arithmetic is making this algorithm complex to implement. So we are going to move to the next algorithm, which is called as Brazenham's line drawing algorithm, and it uses only integer numbers. So it is quite easy and it is more what we can say accurate than that of your DDA line drawing algorithm. Okay. So let us stop for now.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Send this PDF on WhatsApp group.
Actually, I'm trying WhatsApp group. I will definitely send. I'm trying to upload the lectures, but due to some network issues or what, I'm not getting exactly why these are not getting uploaded. Only I have uploaded the program, say the practical session I have already uploaded in the diary.
लेक्चर चालू आहे अजून दुसऱ्यांचं चालू आहे अजून. माझं नाही अजून आधीच सुरू आहे सर.
Okay, so I'm trying to upload the lectures also, but due to some problem I'm not able to. I have uploaded the practical session, but lectures are still pending. I will pass you the PPTs in our group for sure. Okay, so let us stop for today, and please enter your roll numbers in the chat box. Okay, thank you. So I'm going to stop now the sharing. Thank you.